Hi folks, so poorly educated voters fall for Biden-Harris's lies. What can we do to change this? As Biden administration's under fire for job growth is inflated and lost children are in crisis. So welcome to another edition of hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin, where we bring you the truth with a constitutionalist for liberty perspective. Our constitutional republic ensures our democracy, and it's crucial that we hold those in power accountable for their actions. We have several alarming developments to discuss, starting with the Biden-Harris administration's troubling track record on job growth, the shocking loss of thousands of illegal alien children, and the growing disillusionment with our nation's leadership. First, let's delve deeper into the recent bombshell that the Biden-Harris administration grossly overstated job growth numbers by nearly 1 million jobs. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, basically the BS, recently revised their job growth report, revealing that the administration's initial numbers were inflated by 818,000 jobs. This correction is the largest in 15 years, dropping the average monthly growth from 242,000 to 174,000. Particularly concerning is that 115,000 fewer manufacturing jobs were created than initially reported. This significant discrepancy raises serious questions about the administration's transparency and its claims on economic recovery. And we know they're lying to you, folks. All they do is lie. The DNC has proven to you that if you keep repeating the lie enough, people will believe it. There was a Star Trek episode, Next Generation, where Picard was kidnapped by the Romulans one time, and they kept at him with these 3 lights. I can't remember, it was 2 lights, 3 lights, whatever. And they kept telling him there was more lights than there were. And they kept beating him until they were trying to get him to lie about the lights or believe what they said. And I think the episode is he stayed true. He stayed true to the amount that he thought he saw up until I think he was released. And before he actually subdued and said he saw only 2 lights from his perspective, and it was supposed to be 3, you could tell that by that time he knew. He might have thought there was 3, but he only saw 2. Because conditioning works when they lie to people over and over again. And they spread that lies because they know they'll spread that lies and talking points. So it's our job as constitutionalists to look up real facts and to be able to talk to these people, hopefully in sensible ways, especially if they're receptive, and tell them, here's the facts. Do the research. But a lot of them ask you to do the research for them. I'm like, no, you do the research. Do the research. Meanwhile, the implications of this correction are far-reaching. Manufacturing, often referred to as the backbone of American economy, is a crucial sector that supports millions of families across the country. This revelation that job growth in this sector was overstated by such a large margin undermines the credibility of the administration's economic policies and casts doubt on the real state of the U.S. economy. Bidenomics, it's working. Bidenomics, it's working. Kamala Harris admitted the other day that prices were cheaper under Donald Trump. But then went on and said Bidenomics. It makes no sense. These people are living in their lie. They have lied to themselves so much they probably pass a lie detector test, even though they blatantly are lying. Because they believe in it. The economic challenges extend beyond just the job numbers. The unemployment rate has now risen to 4.3%, the highest level since 2021, signaling a sluggish recovery. Meanwhile, credit card delinquency rates have reached a 12-year high, reflecting the financial strain on American households. Credit card debt has surged to record levels as more Americans rely on borrowing to make ends meet. Adding in this concerns the U.S. national debt has ballooned past $35 trillion. And if you don't believe me, you can go to the U.S. Debt clock. And there's a link to that on this article on GoRightNews.com. It's raising alarms about the long-term physical health of our nation. Now, before we talk about anything else, I do want to let you know that just like crime reports, job reports based on statistics of people reporting unemployment. But when you report unemployment, that's usually because you're drawing unemployment. And if you don't qualify for unemployment, you're not reporting you're unemployed. And if you run out of unemployment, you're no longer reporting you're unemployed. So these job growth, job reports, and unemployment reports are actually not the real numbers, because there's plenty of people who are not reporting that they don't know that are unemployed. So you've got to think that the unemployment numbers are way much higher. This kind of relates to the whole crime report. A crime report is based on the reports of reported crime. But it doesn't report unreported crime because there's no statistics to unreported crime. So when they say that there's a low crime report, that can mean two things. There could be higher crime, or it could be that the police aren't doing their job enough to record enough crime. So, again, statistics, things like polls, they're guides, but they're not ultimate guides to really tell you everything, the hidden facts. Now, former President Donald Trump, who is a staunch critic of the current administration, of course he is, reacted strongly to this news. In a post on Truth Social, he declared, "Massive scandal. The Harris-Biden administration has been caught fraudulently manipulating job statistics to hide the true extent of the economic ruin they have inflicted upon America. If Comrade Harris gets another 4 years, millions more jobs will vanish overnight and inflation will completely destroy our country. Your life savings will be wiped out. With a Trump victory, we will once again have the greatest economy in history." MAGA 2024. Now, while Trump's statement is clearly opinion-based, great opinion though, it resonates with a large segment of the population, the right, that feels that economic policies of the Biden-Harris administration are leading the country in the wrong direction. Duh! Next, we must address the humanitarian crisis that has emerged under the Biden-Harris administration's immigration policies. The disappearance of 291,000 illegal alien children. These children who entered the country illegally have effectively vanished within the system, raising serious concerns about the administration's ability to manage immigration responsible. The scale of the crisis is staggering. We are not just talking about numbers. These are real children who have been lost in a bureaucratic nightmare. This is why the right believes in saving children. We must save our children, not just American children, but all these children that they've brought over who are being trafficked. And it's just sad that this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, will let this tragedy happen. But then again, 27 babies have been aborted at the DNC so far. Do they really care about children? I don't think they do. This situation highlights the broader failures of the administration's immigration policies, which have led to unprecedented levels of illegal crossings and an overwhelmed system. The lack of transparency and accountability in handling these vulnerable children is appalling, and the American people deserve answers. Where are these children now? What steps is the administration taking to locate and protect them? The silence from the Biden-Harris administration, on this issue is both alarming and unacceptable. Believe me, this is coming from Kamala Harris, the border czar, but don't remember that she's the border czar, who hadn't gone to the border and said, well, I hadn't gone to Europe too? What's that mean? Yeah, if you were appointed the European ambassador, you would be going to Europe. You wouldn't be not going to Europe. So if you're appointed the czar of the border, the first place you should be going is the border. But it's called denied plausibility. Now, turning to the state of our nation's leadership, a recent poll reveals a growing distrust among Generation Z, with 53% expressing little trust in Congress and 51% having little trust in the presidency. This disillusionment along younger generation is clear indication with our constitutional republic is facing a crisis of confidence. The erosion of trust in our institutions is a serious concern that must be addressed. For our republic to thrive, it is essential that people have faith in their leaders and in the democratic or republic process that governs our nation. But they don't. In the financial sector, we've seen a notable shift that with BlackRock, one of the world's largest asset managers, significantly reducing its support for ESG, environmental, social, and governance proposals. In the past year, BlackRock supported just 4% of these initiatives, down from previous years. This reduction may reflect a growing recognition that many ESG proposals do not align with the best interest of investors of the broader economy. The movement toward ESG has been heavily criticized by prioritizing political agendas over economic stability, and BlackRock's decision could signal a broader reevaluation of these policies within the financial industry. On the political front, there's speculation, we talked about this before, you can check out the article on GoRightNews.com, that Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a prominent figure in the Democratic Party, who's technically not anymore, may be ending his presidential bid, which is an independent bid, and could endorse former President Donald J. Trump. If true, this could be a seismic shift in the political landscape. An endorsement from RFK Jr. could bring a significant portion of disillusioned Democratic voters into Trump's camp. I see a repeat of the Bernie camp, the Bernie boys, the Bernie Sanders people, that when Bernie was disillusioned and they went to Trump in the 2016 election. Now, this development underscores the deep divisions within the Democratic Party and highlights the growing appeal of Trump's America First agenda. There's nothing wrong with being a MAGA extremist. There's nothing wrong with being for America and putting America first. Because what's the opposite? Putting America last? Not wanting America to be the great? I mean, think about it, folks. In other news, a federal judge recently struck down a landmark FTC regulation that aimed to ban employers from using non-compete agreements to block workers from joining rival companies. I kind of like that idea because I don't think you should be, bogged down. This isn't India where you have to, ask your employer to quit and you have to get a letter to go to the next job. But this investigation is crucial to ensuring the integrity of our electoral system. Wait a minute, I'm passing. I'm off the rocker here. This decision is a victory for workers' rights, ensuring that employees have the freedom to seek better opportunities without being unfairly restricted by their former employers. Let me read this again. A federal judge recently struck down a landmark FTC regulation that aimed to ban employers from using non-compete agreements to block workers from joining rival companies. Okay, so I'm a little confused there. I'm trying to figure this one out. So if they decided that they can go to seek better opportunities or not. Now, non-compete agreements have long been criticized for limiting workers' mobility and suppressing wages. The ruling represents a significant win for economic liberty and free market principles. So I'm assuming they're saying that the employers cannot use non-compete agreements to keep employers from finding other similar jobs. That's better for employees. Honestly, we're for the employer, right? The Democrats are always telling, we're for the people, we're for the people, we're for the people. Well, the Republicans need to be for the people as well. There's a balance between for the businesses and for the people. But remember, the people matter. Businesses can't exist without the people. Meanwhile, in Texas, Attorney General Ken Paxton has launched an investigation into reports that non-citizens are being illegally registered to vote. Well, wow, I'm so shocked. This investigation is crucial in ensuring the integrity of our electoral system. I think we talked about this before. We need to go to the Virginia system where Glenn Youngkin was basically shutting everything down, making sure that the voter rolls are cleared every 24 hours, making sure that there's a clear path of where the documents are, that everything's paper ballot, that the integrity is there, so we have no doubt. We should have no doubt after an election. That we should not have a repeat of 2000. We should not have a repeat of 2020. We should know that when we vote and feel confident that our right to vote, that when we vote, it is integrity. That we know that nobody's going to manipulate our vote afterwards. Now, voting is a fundamental right reserved for U.S. citizens. And any attempt to undermine this process must be thoroughly investigated and prosecuted. Paxton's efforts are a reminder of the importance of maintaining the rule of law and protecting the sanctity of our elections. And if you're a constitutionalist for liberty, believe me, you work hard to preserve our rights. Now, lastly, we must acknowledge the bravery and resilience of former President Donald Trump, who continues to stand strong despite numerous challenges. During a recent rally in Asheboro, North Carolina, I wish I was able to go to, but I wasn't able to, Trump made a heart-filled promise to the U.S. service members who were fired for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine. He vowed to rehire every patriot who was unjustly removed from the military, with back pay and an apology from the government. Trump's commitment to our service members is a testament to his dedication to those who have sacrificed so much for our nation. And an inspiring moment also during that rally, Trump stopped his speech to check on a woman who had fainted in the crowd, ignoring the bulletproof glass. Just, weeks ago, he was almost assassinated. But he ignored that bulletproof glass that separated him from the audience. He went to her aid, showing once again his genuine concern for American people. And I think he gave her a kiss. So let's give you a #GoRight quick recap. We've kind of gone along with it. So the Harris administration is lying, as usual. They've lied to us for the last 3.5 years. They lied constantly. They stole the election. I don't give a damn what people think. They stole the election. I've lost accounts for it. I lost my original YouTube account, which I won't give back because I talked about election integrity while I was running for office. I mean, it was part of my platform. I know they reached out to me. They kept taking some of my videos down, some of my other YouTubes, and they reached out to me because I was running for office. And I was like, well, why can't I talk about election integrity? It's part of my platform. Y'all need to change your principles. But they did change their principles, but yet they still won't reinstall my original YouTube channel. I've lost so many videos and things I had in the past. Don't have backup because, you think you'd get banned from something, you'd still be able to access to your videos. No, they're still there behind some wall. They won't let me, you won't let me at them, but they're there. They're there. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is losing children, losing illegal children, putting children in danger. But they don't care. They don't care about children. They don't care. They do not care about people. They only care about power. And I'm not saying that people on the right sometimes are like that as well. But we know that the best way is the right way. And if you're an unaffiliated voter, you can stay unaffiliated, but think about the people you vote for at the end of the day. Vote for the best candidates. And then Donald Trump, who's in the speech the other day, he was here, and I didn't get to go to the rally, which is not too far from where I live. I would have liked to gone, but Donald Trump, bravely, fight, went out there to talk to the audience. That is a person who loves America and loves putting Americans first. And if you have any sense, folks, you're going to vote for Donald Trump. And you're going to vote for other candidates who are great for America. So stay informed, stay engaged, and always seek the truth. This has been hashtag with Peter Boykin, hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin, reminding you that our constitutional republic thrives when we, the people, hold our leaders accountable. Let's continue to fight for a stronger, more united America. Again, you can check me out on YouTube at Peter Boykin. Just look for Peter Boykin, Go Right. I'm on Rumble, rumble.com/GoRightNews. I'm on Spreaker, Peter Boykin, which is on Spotify and a lot of other platforms. I have the website, GoRightNews.com and PeterBoykin.com. And if you can, donate on the page so I can take care of the bills that it takes to keep things going. This is cheap, just talking on the camera, but I have to keep verification and other things so people know that they're talking to the real me, because so many fake people are out there. And, it costs money to run the website and everything else. But again, folks, let's continue to fight for a stronger, more united America. Peace, everybody. God bless.